Good evening and welcome to Members. I'm Aeson, and of course with me tonight is Techy Joe. How are you, darling?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Yeah, functioning. It's been a kind of a bit of a weird day, you know.
Oh, it has.
It's Mercury in retrograde yet. Can we get that bitch moving?
Probably. Oh, no. Oh, let's see.
What do you want to get going first? I served you a lovely plate of craziness.
You know? So it looks like the dates for this year. Oh, we're close though. We're close.
I know we're close. We're having car problems. I'm always early.
Ah. Well, there you go. So yeah.
So do you want to follow up on the Bobby Lee murder first?
Sure.
Right.
All right.
Go for it.
All right, so Bob Lee murder news. Cash App founder argued over suspect Nima Momini's sister before stabbing, court told. Nima Momini was arrested on Thursday, 1 week after Cash App founder Bob Lee was discovered in the Rincon Hill area of San Francisco with fatal stab wounds. So, yeah, Cash App founder Bob Lee was allegedly stabbed following an argument about his suspected killer's sister, according to court papers. Nima Momini, 38, is accused of stabbing the 43-year-old tech executive 3 times with a 4-inch kitchen knife, including twice in the chest, the documents state, according to NBC News. Prosecutors say that at some point during the incident, Mr. Momini's sister sent a text to Lee, which stated, "Just wanted to make sure you're doing okay, because no Nima came way down hard on you." Nima Momini appeared in court for the first time on Friday after the case sparked a furious debate about public safety in San Francisco. The suspect was wearing an orange sweatshirt and sweatpants as his sister and another woman held up their hands in the shape of a heart as the suspect smiled at them. Quote, "The facts will come out. What's basically in the press is inaccurate," Mr. Momini's stand-in lawyer told the press. So, yeah.
So this has now turned domestic. Like, this went from being a possible, maybe it was a bad mugging, to, no, it's domestic. It's a brother going fucking crazy because you're dating his sister.
Or something thereabouts.
Yeah.
It's seems a little excessive for comments made about someone's sister.
Mm-hmm.
At least outside of, dueling era.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, some dueling laws may still be on the books.
There is that. But, yeah. It is possible. I mean, San Francisco, who knows?
Well, it is San Francisco, which, has been a haven and a mecca for many in our community, but it's not always been the nicest streets. Hello, Shannon. Hello, Brenda. The standard questions: what you drinking tonight? What's your small win of the week? We should make that a streamy thing below us.
Just about, yeah.
Yeah.
We can create one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a wild news week, guys. It really has.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know. I think San Francisco, as a large city, it's gonna have
Mm-hmm.
its draws. It's gonna have its problems.
Right.
You know, when everyone's a stranger,
Mm-hmm.
things can go better or worse.
Yeah, they very much go a little insane.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Absolutely.
So, do we want to talk about the M3 situation that resolved very quickly over the week, but also is a very important lesson for any subcontractors?
Oh, the H3H3.
Yeah,
Ah, there we go. Oh, you're gonna have to help me with his name.
Ethan Klein.
All right, fine. Yeah. So Ethan Klein suggested BBTV stole, quote, in air quotes, or in quotes, $620,000 from channel earnings for H3H3. So yeah, BBTV taking 30% of channel membership revenue from H3H3, with Ethan Klein accusing the MCN multi-channel networks of stealing around 620,000 over the years. For those unaware, MCN is a third-party service that helps manage and promote YouTube content.
Right.
Ethan Klein, one of the hosts of the H3H3 podcast, recently made a video that has since gained significant traction, where he claims BBTV has been taking money from the channel memberships over the last few years, effectively claiming revenue owed to him and the channel's owners. So yeah, he discussed this with another YouTuber whose name I'm not even going to attempt. Moist Critical.
Yeah, you
Moist
got it.
Critical, is that it? All right. So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So apparently in the contract, BBTV says that they will give all of like normal net revenue for a channel to that channel, but would keep like other revenue, and under their vague terms, other revenue meant his channel memberships.
Well, not only that, but this is one of those cases, and the reason I brought this one to the table is this is an important one for people in our industries, not only as podcasters or YouTubers, but network psychics.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
Yeah, um,
yeah.
because contracts change constantly. And my original contract with a network that I've been with for going on 18 years in November is not the same contract that it is standing today.
Mm-hmm.
He paid an accountant to do his taxes. He didn't keep up and go, hey, they added super chats, they added subscriptions, they've added this, they've added that. Oh, we've opened up a Patreon. You guys have access and manage that.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't keep up with it.
True.
Yeah. All right, I gotta let the boys in because it started raining, but you can take off on this because
Oh,
the
okay.
situation. We've gone
Right.
through this situation.
Right. So basically the deal here is that with the way the contracts were worded, it wasn't clearly articulating what they were going to take when, how they were going to take it. And so it looks like BBTV decided that was, we're going to take this, which could have been perfectly well, fine and good. You just have to update your terms of use, get everyone to agree to that by continuing to use the service, and all would have been well, fine and good. The problem being, it looks like they never did that, or have probably only done it now that this is to light. And that means there are multiple years, and most likely multiple YouTubers,
that are still working off the same the original contract.
Right.
Yeah, because they've done paper contracts.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So yeah. Unfortunately, means that they just needed to re-up that. Now, arguably, also the service is going to sit there and try to argue the point that even though they originally had paper contracts, that somehow continuing to use their services move them between the paper contract. That would be my best guess. Is they're going to try to jump them.
Well, they didn't. They said, okay, we'll pay you. Like we will give you all your net earnings. Took almost 2 weeks, but this could have gone on forever unless he had fired it, because he fired his accountant and he got a new accountant. Of course, the new accountant started going back through all these documents. Well, wait a minute. Okay, let's break this down a minute. And this goes into like some price changes that have been going on around here too. So if they do a super chat on the phone, like let's take one of our lovely listeners, and I'm going to pick on our Brenda, does a super chat and sends me a super sticker, and it's real sweet and nice. The app is going to take a fee. Normally it's 1%.
Okay.
Then Google takes a fee of 30%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like they do.
And then since they had subscribed to this BBTV, they were taking another 30%. Okay. So that means that 61% of that $2 was going to someone other than the creator.
Yeah. So $1.22 of $2 was going to not the creator.
Right.
So yeah, and that's never where you want your money to be. Right. That if you send money to a creator, you're hoping that for $2 they get more than 78 cents.
Right.
Out of that $2. You would, but this has long plagued a lot of these services.
Yeah.
Is that the percentages game that these companies are playing? It's insane.
Well, it's like Keen. It's really interesting the way Keen breaks everything down. And watching this, I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, buying a coffee with Cash App for us if you want to so do so.
Because I don't think we've enabled it. We have to be at a gazillion followers. We're not even there at this point, guys, because we split our services and a lot of things to make it happen because we're not there.
Okay.
However, King, first of all, the rate is $7.72. Doesn't matter if you're chatting or calling, they're going to take 40 cents of that for platform fee, which used to be pay the phone bill.
True.
Okay. Then they're taking a commission fee, which is what BBT was doing. And Keen is currently taking 54%. For us old timers, they're going to probably raise us up to 61% in a couple years after they get enough new timers in there to outrule us. It's the first time they've done a split in commission.
Yeah. Well, and it sounds like they're probably covering some of the app fees.
Right.
Because again, they're getting
the platform fee comes from.
Okay. Well, I'm saying though, those transactions are now going through Android and iOS, Android and Apple, Google and Apple. So I'm sure they're both, sticking their little hand out going, we deserve money too.
Yes.
Yeah, and both are about 30%.
No. It isn't, because I had a service that would break it down for you.
Oh, okay.
You're right. And AOS, iPad, iWatch, MacOS charges 30% fee for in-app for apps and in purchases. However, the fee doesn't apply to free apps.
Mm-hmm. So theoretically, they may be skirting it because the actual app is free.
Mm-hmm.
But typically, no, you end up having to pay
Right.
for whatever you do through the app.
Right.
This has been a lot of why game companies are fighting so hard.
Right.
And why even the game companies are complaining about the fact that they're having to make their games so much more expensive because, of course, the user base wants to interact with the game through their phones.
Yeah.
But in doing so, charging, low fees for all the add-ons and things that you do in the game, it's impossible because not only does the company have its overhead and development costs and all these other things like making a profit
Right.
that they'd like to do, they're also getting hit
Right.
with 30 percentage points
Right.
off of every transaction.
Right.
Just bam, 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 bam.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy.
Okay. So Apple cut its app fees by half to 15% for smaller businesses.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
Good luck getting identified as a small business with that.
right. Well, they've defined it as someone making less than $1 million in annual net sales. Sorry, I know Keen does more than that
Per day.
per day. Okay.
Maybe not quite.
Right. So
Through
30%,
specifically.
So 30% is going to Apple or Android.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
But that's not of every transaction. That's only the ones that go through. Like if you're not using the app on your phone,
right,
they're not getting that revenue. But it's kind of a hard press at this point, I'm sure, to find many of you who aren't using either the phone predominantly or a very large percentage of the time.
Right.
So it sounds like they're just shoveling their fees around to cover those and offset the revenue hit that's had to become.
Right. And then, oh, that's really interesting. So Apple's taking 30%, Google's taking 3%.
Oh, is that what the particular rate is with Google? Because Google can go up to 30.
Yeah, they can go up to 30, but they're currently charging 3%.
Nice. So that's why they're able to split it so low. Because I'm almost surprised, as bad as it sounds, that they haven't hit y'all for more.
Right.
As insane as that sounds,
I know.
I'm surprised they haven't hit you for more.
Right.
Because again, like they've always had a good percentage of what you guys make for every transaction, and then they've been taking a big bite or losing a big bite to the platforms,
right?
At least on the Apple side,
right?
Like after a while, that doesn't get that starts meaning things.
Yeah. Well, it does. And, so, the prices you see is because of the fees you see. When it all breaks this little cookie cutter heart down.
Oh, wait a second. See, I was just realizing I thought about it all wrong.
Okay.
It's going to be based on how the end user, not you guys, not the advisors, but the actual end user. Sorry, I forget there's 2 clients for the company. One being the advisors who work for them,
right?
And the customers who call. So it's going to be the customers reloading their accounts,
right?
And whether or not they're doing that directly through the app or not,
right?
So that can also change it a lot too. Like if they're just storing their credit card information and authorizing it for a call, that's one thing.
Right. But if they're like
that's
recharging or whatever, again, so there's that 30% that Keen has to pay out, but that's within their 61%, we'll say. And, so you see 742 right now. When we're all said and done, Aeson's probably only making about 223, which is the same thing Aeson was making 10 years ago.
And keep in mind, that's still gross income.
Right.
Like it's net from the company, but for the beginning of like personal taxes, that's gross.
Yeah.
There's still taxes and everything to come out.
Well, I know my percentage.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's one of those pies.
One take home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So imagine someone coming in and taking an additional 30% off of that.
Yeah, that would really be the struggle with that.
Yeah. And not even paying attention to it.
Right. And that's like why with Mystic we've tried to be really careful with our prices. Because like, with the clients that we've set up, it's been one of the things is we're trying to help you make money.
Right.
Yes, we charge for our services, but we're not trying to grab such a big chunk of your pie that, oh my God, why not just, hire someone else at Keen to do this shit for me and, pay them another 20%.
Well, see, and this is why we don't charge a percentage.
Right. We don't do percentages. It's a flat rate.
Right. It's a flat rate.
If you're having a horrific month, and I mean, you're borderlining bankruptcy, then yes, we're probably, like we would be like every dime you made. But that means you took like 1 10-minute phone call.
No, it's 1 15-minute phone call. I figured it out at the lowest fucking rate possible currently. But anyhow.
Yeah, there you go. $2 at 15-minute phone call.
Right.
Then we're horrible for you.
Yeah. But, when looking at it overall, I do not, this is the reason why I have always been very selective with who I work with. Very careful with, my minions. And where I allow my minions to come in at. Because shit like this can happen. Can you imagine if we went with a because we've been offered this before. We were offered Psychic TV 5 years ago. And we were like, no, thank you.
Well, yeah, and some of those, again, it's the agreements are just...
They're so loosely worded. It's like there is a company, Liquid Software, they have me doing a card a day. What I mean by that is they paid me $5 a video to go through and pull a card of the day and do a video on it. They have now sold that content to someone else, to someone else, to someone else, to someone else, and it'll pop up once in a while, and it's like, damn, I've changed. Wow, I've lost weight. Wow, I've gotten a little grayer. But they have, it was a stupid move. It was supposed to only be used for a marketing thing, but they got the rights to it. So that's why, I don't just pull a single card video anymore.
Yeah. Is that pulls it, one, that lets you know what you're actually watching and where you're watching it at.
Right.
And is it really old content? Because, I mean, theoretically, there's 78 cards.
Right.
In a tarot deck.
Right. Well, 78 to 80, depending on the deck, but okay.
Well, I was meaning in general. So 78 cards, do 78 videos, play one a day for the rest of eternity.
Right.
And, pick them at random. Theoretically, that's what they thought they bought. More than likely, that's what you signed a contract to, or worse, like you didn't.
No.
But good luck suing them.
Oh, well, I'm not suing
Like
them.
they'll tie you
I'm
up
not
forever.
interested in suing them. They bought
I
a.
know.
It's like they bought a video course of 78 cards.
Yeah.
They've now sold that course a couple of times with its usage rights. Enjoy that. Y'all guys know the real Aeson. Y'all guys see the updated Aeson.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure that's still working for them.
Probably not. But hey, if it is, that's great.
Yeah. What was
Yeah.
hilarious is I got a job offer this week, and I didn't even tell you
Oh.
about it. Do you
Ah.
remember the company that we had to send a cease and desist on that was using my face?
Yes, they were using it in emails to basically act like you were part of the site.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of had this whole debate moment, like someone grabbed a really old like MailChimp campaign
Uh-huh.
and just like sent it out
Yeah, but they've
and
done it
didn't
for a
pay
number
anything.
of weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just offered me a job.
Bless their heart. Please check their email, please. Like, I'm just saying, someone at the company, please check your email.
Furthermore, please check with your legal department. You
Like,
have a certified letter.
yeah, you might not want to call that one back for an interview.
Right.
Like, I don't think he's gonna be happy or in any mood to work for us.
Right.
Just saying.
Furthermore, I'm a little busy. Like, I've got a few networks that have come after me, and it's like, sorry, dudes, I'm going to go take care of my own people. Come see me in 6 months.
True.
Maybe a year.
Maybe. I'm just saying, like, I don't see taking them back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just can't see the point where you're like, oh yeah, this is a good plan.
Well,
Like, you've already abused my image once.
right.
Let's give you permission to try that again.
Well, no, but let's put you in charge of my money. If you can't keep up with my photos, how can I expect you to keep up with my money?
Fair.
Well,
and that is a problem with a lot of the sites that have come along and gone away.
Right.
Like, if you wonder sometimes why your best favorite new site showed up and was here for a while, and you might have just found it, and then suddenly there wasn't anyone available. And then the site went away.
All right.
Probably a good 80-90% of the time it's because they screw up paying people.
Well, one of the newer sites that I'm working on sent me the monthly invoice, and it's like, oh, okay, let's look this over. And I am like, okay, well, let's see how this goes. Maybe this will be interesting. Read through it, and I'm like, 42 cents. That's not my price. That's not what we negotiated. Get the contract out. Look, nope, not 42 cents. Email the manager and go, did I get a pay cut? Is something wrong? Like, are y'all guys not happy? Because they also were having some things going on. And she says, let me get back to you. If it is, I will expedite it and make sure you get your monies. Yeah. No. The problem was they put it in the wrong value.
Well, they put it in the wrong currency.
Yeah, they put it in the wrong currency.
Well, but I think that was the one that still went on.
No, this is the new one.
Oh, that's the new one. Okay, so there was a previous one. There was a similar incident. Like, y'all agreed on one price, and then when it came time to pay it out, I think their one and only payment. They originally paid you in the wrong currency.
Right
number, wrong currency totally makes a huge difference.
Right.
In what you actually receive.
Right.
And then when oops, we screwed up. Then all of a sudden, I don't think you got any more money out of them, even though you continued working and going, well, it's a mistake, they'll correct it.
Right.
Like, you continued working, and then they were suddenly like, oh, you've got to do taxes in this country, and you've got to do this and that, and we need your social and a power of attorney, and
Yeah.
I mean, it got nuts, and it was like, no, you're not doing any of that.
Right.
Like, no, if that's what's required, we're too far down this rabbit hole. Not happening.
Yeah, because I'm not filing taxes in the Americans and in India.
True.
Like,
yeah. Let me tell you right now, if you didn't know before right now, let me tell you the value of a rupee compared to the US dollar, huge difference.
yes.
Huge difference.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
Whew.
You know, $1 versus 1 rupee is a very massive change.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But no, and H3 goes on and, goes on to really give a great example to everyone in gig working. Know your freaking contracts. Read your contracts. Take them to a lawyer if it's a paper contract. It says terms of service update. Read the update.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't know. I always hated contracts, though, that really felt like they needed to dig into, like, this legalese, make it hard to read.
Yeah, but you've got to get really comfortable with legalese. You got to get really comfortable with understanding what net revenue persona is, with performance-based accreditation is, with copyright continuement is.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, there's different concepts that are just they're a whole thing,
right?
And yes, you do have, and I expect in reading a contract of that type, you're going to find things you're going to have to look up.
Right.
But I'm talking about the actual act of making intentionally the contract so hard to read,
right,
that your choices are you're either going to get screwed because you can't afford a lawyer,
right,
or you're going to have to take it to a lawyer and they're going to have to go through it with a fine-tooth comb.
Right.
And you got to hope they catch everything.
Right.
Because I just think that's really crappy abuse of our legal system to intentionally make something so dense that you can't understand and two parties can't see this on the same footing.
Right. And see, what I hate even more so is no longer getting paper copies of contracts. Like, there is somewhere in this house a binder that has the original paper contract with me. Has the original paper contract with ClickForAdvisor. That has all the words and policies and, what percentage of what, and the affiliation agreement and links to this and what do you get paid for and how much you actually get paid.
And what was it, like 2-3 pages originally?
No, it's a fucking binder.
Oh, it's a fucking binder. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, goodness. I was just curious. Some services, when they originally started out, like their original agreement, it's like, bless its heart.
Yeah.
It's a couple of pages.
Right.
And then over the years, it just becomes this volumes.
Right.
So I was just curious if that was one of them that significantly grew after it started.
Right. And you've got to watch your mirroring and the changing of things in general. And as products develop and grow, you have to go back and review that. If we ever get to the point of monetization, hello B, go find a place to lay down before I send Vlad after you. You've got to sit there and review those terms, review those services, review what you're doing as the entrepreneur. I mean, because there's the stories of Etsy and how creators there literally taking the price of what they would normally sell the thing at their shop and putting it on Etsy, went bankrupt and didn't understand why they weren't making money.
Yeah. Because of the fees.
Because of the fees.
Because of every time you relisted it, that's a fee.
Right.
You paid for the photos, that's a fee. You paid percentages of different things.
Mm-hmm.
And it adds up. And sometimes, especially when people are newer and they're just starting out and they cut their budgets kind of close, because they're not looking for a huge profit. It's just like, well, cover my expenses and a little extra.
Right.
Like, I'm not greedy. Like, I think 10%. Cover my expenses plus 10%. I'm thrilled. And then it's like, yeah, that's not a sustainable business model when you like start making a bunch of sales and you either have to, like go to the post office and pay for gas, or you've got to buy all these shipping supplies and have someone come pick it up, and the time out of your day to do that and the additional things you have to do. And, the sudden influx of orders that causes you to start eating out more because you don't have time to cook because you're filling orders. And just one expense after another, after another, after another. You're making money, but it's hard to keep pace with it, with the things that you had to do, that you had to trade to earn it.
Right. Well, and then you have people like, and I'm following a TikToker that makes salves and oils, and she's amazing. And she's moving from Alaska to Texas. Why she's gone to Texas, I don't know. She's not specifically clarified that. However, she's moving 3 different operations. She's moving her business, her home, and her husband's business. And the amount of UPS shipments out of Anchorage, Alaska to Texas have increased 4-fold. Because it's like, moving trucks worth of boxes that she's just mailing down of her supplies. And I'm like, why do you have that much on hand?
And I would say a large part of that is being in Alaska.
Right.
Is that for some businesses, I mean, it's almost its own business in Alaska to be the place that holds shit.
Right.
Because the shipping time to Alaska is always longer.
Right.
Like, and you lose stuff. Trucks go missing.
Right.
Trucks flip over. Packages go missing. Is the end result, and you don't get your stuff, and then you have to wait for a replenishment, and that could take a couple of weeks.
Right.
It's you don't get Amazon 3-day for the most part.
Right.
Alaska.
Exactly.
No matter how you slice it, you're not getting Amazon 3-day.
Probably not. All right, let's hit the break, and when we come back, we'll be talking about the DOJ having to take some spy action.
Yes.
Hey everybody, Lady Gwendolyn here, and as a certified spiritual life coach and shadow practitioner, I have thrown together everything that I have learned to develop a program that works for healing our shadow self and focusing on how we're going to heal ourselves for the future. I work with different types of energy work, such as EFT, TFT, and EFT energy, Reiki, access bars, and power forms. I've put them all together to create my own system that works. We also work with the tarot and the oracle. So I'm not just an energy worker and a healer, I'm a psychic as well. So you can go to Lady Gwendolyn Healing, find out all about me, and book with me on there. I love you guys, and I will see you out there.
Welcome back, Goblins! My name is Jason, and I am the host of the Esoteric Book Club, a podcast that examines titles on the magical, paranormal, the mysterious, and the strange. I release 2 episodes a month, in which I review books on esoteric topics, recap news of the weird, and conduct interviews with authors, practitioners, and experiencers. The Esoteric Book Club can be found on every major podcast service, or can be streamed directly from esotericbookclub.org.
Hi, I'm Aeson. I've been working as a psychic for more than 20 years. I was born with psychic gifts at the age of 3. And with that, I'm able to help you with your love. Relationships get very complicated. I help you understand what's going on, where it's headed, where your next love is, what the lesson is, and how to improve that. I also work in career and dealing with career fields and different job opportunities and things you would like to experience in your life. I use the tarot. My favorite deck is the Gilded Tarot. That's what I normally grab. But I also read angel cards. I also read Ascended Master cards. And I use astrology and numerology in your readings. All that tied in together with my clairvoyant skills, I'm able to get in there and answer your important questions quickly, clearly, and fast. I look forward to talking to you. You have a great day.
All right, welcome back.
Absolutely.
We gotta get used to our new endings.
I know, right?
Yeah. All right, so the DOJ was busy this morning. Yeah, it looks like this morning within the House, 24 hours.
Oh, yes. So, Jack Tejera, the 21-year-old Massachusetts man arrested for his suspected connection to the disclosures of dozens of secret documents that revealed sensitive intelligence and defense information, has been charged with unauthorized retention and transmission of national defense information and unauthorized removal and retention of classified documents. The airman in the Massachusetts Air National Guard made his first appearance in federal court in Boston on Friday. Attorney General Merrick Garland announced Tejera's arrest by the FBI on Thursday afternoon. So an affidavit filed in the court with a criminal complaint states there is probable cause to believe that Tejera improperly and unlawfully retained and transmitted national defense information classified at the TS/SCI level to persons not authorized to receive such information. It alleges that Tejera, who held a top security clearance and sensitive compartmented access, obtained the sensitive government documents that were ultimately reposted on the internet in February 2023, according to logs kept by the federal government. About a day later, according to charging documents, an online user reposted that information on the internet. So federal investigators interviewed that user, identified in documents only as user 1, who told the FBI that the information was originally posted by an individual using Tejera's name. According to user 1, an individual utilizing Tejera's username initially posted its sensitive information as paragraphs of text. The criminal complaint explains, and around January 2023, began posting documents that appeared to contain classification markings. Oh, so charging documents reveal that one of the posted documents described the status of the Russia-Ukraine conflict, including troop movements on a particular date. The government confirmed that the document in question is classified at the highest level, according to the complaint. Months later, on April 6th, the day media reports first surfaced about the leaked documents, investigators alleged Tejera used his government computer to search classified intelligence reporting for the word leak.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, there is reason to believe that Tejera was searching for classified reporting regarding the U.S. intelligence community's assessment of the identity of the individual who transmitted classified national defense information to include the government document, investigators allege in court papers filed Friday. Oh, so he'll be represented by a court-appointed attorney. If convicted, the 21-year-old faces up to 15 years in prison.
Yep. What did he do? Here's simple what he done. He created a racist one-person video game shooting Facebook group. Shared the documents in the Facebook group.
Mm-hmm.
Teenager sees said documents, takes said documents, which were like battle plan shoots and all that, posts them to Twitter. Telegraph Russia picks up the tweets, transmits them to the Kremlin. The Kremlin now has the documents and battle plans for the Ukraine. Good job, useless soldier. Good job.
Yeah. I mean, I think part of this is trying to understand how a 21-year-old ends up with that kind of access level 1, comboed with an inability to know what they were doing was wrong, comboed with so easily got away with it.
Well, he got the documents because he was part of the operation.
Well, I get that, but it's the 1, 2, 3 combo for me.
Right.
Is that I can understand there's a reason for the 21-year-old soldier to have that. I can understand.
Right.
That, sometimes, people are, immature and stupid and do stupid things. And, that sometimes those things happen online.
Right.
I get that those 3 things happen. I just have issues with it when it comes to our government. Especially this isn't the first time.
Right.
Or the second. It's like we're kind of down a rabbit hole here of these.
Right.
Just saying. Seems like someone needs to get a little better at making sure this doesn't happen again.
Right.
Anyone got to think for that.
Well, here's the thing. Why is the U.S. government still transmitting information on paper documents? Someone working for TurboTax remotely, the people you call up and go, so what did I put in section 1? Or your software won't load in my computer. Okay, they're working, they're doing work. They get fired. Guess what? Those programs and software is erased from the computer before they get the termination email.
Well, moreover, for many of those companies, not only do they lock down the system, but the system is not theirs. It's not like you go to Walmart, buy a computer, and start working for TurboTax most of the time.
Right.
I think there's some tech support or general support, indirect.
Right.
You call and ask questions.
Right.
That you can go buy a computer at Walmart for. But if you're actually working with someone's taxes directly,
right,
it's not. But I'm sitting here going, this is our federal government. How?
Yeah.
How do you access documents in any which way, shape, or form, paper or electronic or whatever, from a system that would allow that document to leave that environment in any way? Right. Whether to go to another device, to go directly to a web forum, without setting off alarm bells.
Right.
That, whoa, I don't know what happened over here.
But
I don't think that's supposed to occur.
Right. Well, and I'm going back to the old spy movies where this recording will destruction 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
This paper will burn up as soon as it's exposed to the air in more than 2 minutes. Are you telling me in the age of computers, we are using a Xerox copier to put out brief reports? And we're letting the paper mill of paper transmit its lovely little self all over the place. Oh, that's nice. We're going to blow up the pipeline to Russia using Mach 3s, and we're going to put it right here. Thank you for the pictures. Throw it into the trash. It misses the bin. The housekeeper can pick it up and carry it out because they thought it was an interesting map.
Yeah.
Because that's where our security is at in the United States. That means I have more security in my organization than the federal government does.
Well, and I think sometimes it starts with a better understanding of what you're doing in the first place. And I think that's overwhelmingly where a lot of security falls apart.
Right.
It's kind of a double-sided thing, is well-intentioned people don't typically spend a lot of time thinking about the poor intentions of others.
Right.
And poor-intentioned people really don't have a habit of tattling on themselves.
Unless you're the orange Limpa donkey ass.
Oh, yeah.
You know, who should be
There's-
charged with the same crimes
Hmm.
at this point? He should be facing 15 years in jail at this point.
And to clarify which they or he that should be facing 15 years, we are talking about the former president should be facing 15 years. Because that's probably per count.
Yeah.
Potentially run concurrently, but yeah, this isn't much different than documents at Mar-a-Lago.
This
Like,
is very much
The
documented
scope,
in law.
the enormity,
Mm-hmm.
the fact that, you know, people already knew
Right.
and just went, yeah, the president keeps kind of a room.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really a secure room per
Right.
se, but we're gonna call that key lock
Whatever.
top-notch security.
My bathroom had more security than that room.
Eh,
It does.
probably, but no, I really struggle with this. And part of me just wants to believe that there's got to be something that has gone wrong,
Mm-hmm.
in which there is intelligence here
Right.
that is sitting here going, yeah, we don't do that.
Right.
You're not supposed to do that. Someone else,
Right.
for their convenience, circumvented the whole system, and
Right.
that's how you ended up with a paper thing to begin with.
Right.
I'm hoping that's the case. I'm hoping someone pops up as like the originator of the whole problem
Mm-hmm.
that made it this easy
Right.
for, you know, government secrets to turn up on Facebook.
Right.
But then again, we're how many years on from
Right.
Snowden? We're how many years on from Julian Assange? Like, and we're still, it's the same crap.
It's the same crap. You know, what is it? Gary Vaynerchuk
Yeah.
had made a statement a couple years ago. There is no such thing as privacy anymore. I'm
Pretty
really
much.
beginning to wonder if there is anything more true. We don't have privacy. The government doesn't have secrecy.
I don't know if we're just seeing the old adage becoming more and more accurate, is if you're going to tell a secret, you need to dig at least one grave.
Two.
Well, preferably two, but the only way you keep a secret is at least one of you has to be dead.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Oh, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's still quite sad.
Very. Very, very sad. Very, very sad. Moving on to other sad news. Let's go to Politico.
Oh, so fun. This brunch could be illegal. A look inside the drag show that Tennessee lawmakers want to shut down.
Mm-hmm.
So Memphis, Tennessee offered alongside the dazzling drag performances and bubbling mimosas at Atomic Rose is a serving of Tennessee civics. How a bill becomes law and how a federal judge can stop it, set to the tune of Celine Dion's That's the Way It Is. During an Easter Sunday all-ages family-friendly brunch at the Memphis Bar and Restaurant, host Bella Duvall returned to the stage against a new backdrop that read, "Drag is not a crime." Attendees cheered as she proclaimed drag queen's latest political win. A federal judge extended his order that halts a controversial law limiting drag shows. Quote, "So I told you a long time ago when this thing first started, we aren't going anywhere, y'all," Duvall said. One of the first laws passed by the Tennessee General Assembly this year regulates drag show performances, criminalizing, quote, adult cabaret entertainment that takes place in public or in front of minors. Conservatives backing the legislation believe the performance exposes minors to inappropriate sexual themes, a claim that advocates reject. Republican State Senator Jack Johnson, who sponsored the Tennessee legislation, said the legislation was meant to ensure that children are not present at sexually explicit performances. Y'all, how do you not see a drag show and write a bill about drag shows? Like, tell me that's not what happened.
Well, this is what I'm
I
trying to
think that's
figure
what
out.
happened.
Sexually explicit performances. Okay. You have first a body glove, then you have your corsets, then you have your duct tape layers, then you have your cellophane layers, then you have your outfit, then you have the 4 layers of pantyhose to 5, depending on if you wanted to actually shave and do the work.
I mean, I'm not saying I haven't seen some drag queens that are probably borderlining their humor being a little too explicit. I'm not saying, as in typically good drag performance is a little body, is a little bit double entendre.
Well, of course, you work the double entendres as best you can. But so does Disney.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. Are they outlawing SpongeBob? Next thing we know, Tennessee is going to outlaw SpongeBob SquarePants. Anyhow,
all right. On. So in response, Memphis-based theater company Friends of George's filed a federal lawsuit claiming the law violates First Amendment rights. A federal judge agreed the law is vague and overly broad in an order that temporarily blocked it from taking effect. Tennessee's law has drag performers eat the proverbial mushroom to find out whether it is poisonous, wrote U.S. District Judge Thomas Parker in the order issued March 31st, the day before the law was set to take effect. For now, drag performances can evade the law's scrutiny due to an extension of the order. Once that extension expires May 26, however, first offenders would face a misdemeanor, while any subsequent violations would be a felony. Although the law doesn't explicitly ban drag shows, its broad language could leave performers like DeBall at risk. And yet, there is a touch of irony in the way a law attempting to quash drag has brought the art to the forefront, DeBall said. While the law itself hasn't packed the house, Atomic Rose is already standing room only for brunch. It has tripled the number of youth attendees each Sunday, according to Charlie Barnett, the general manager. Attendees gushed over the drag queens, eager to tip before performances were really underway.
Right.
Woohoo! Gotta love that. I think this is going to be one of those situations where we're going to take this like the damn Hustler case. This is going to be Larry Flynn and the fucking Hustler obscenity case all fucking over again. I don't know what obscenity is, but I know it when I see it.
Hopefully this will be that. I'm hoping for that. I love this quote from a parent, though. Let me bring it back up.
Okay. Oh, I think this is the one at the end from This Is What the World Needs More Of?
Yes.
So this is what the world needs more of, said Jennifer Iverson, explaining why she brought her young daughter to the show Sunday. Everybody is so nice and the people are so friendly, and I can't see anything wrong with it at all in any way, shape, or form. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's an art form. I hate to tell you, other than the fact that most drag performers are, typically performing as an opposite gender.
Right.
I hate to tell you that, they're wearing about as much makeup and clothing as you would find in any Broadway or even Hollywood production.
Right.
I mean, at some degree, it's costuming, it's wardrobe, it's hair and makeup.
Well, again, I'm going through the I'm even going through the pictures, of this performance. It's been a few years since I've been to drag. Well, last year I went to a few drag shows, but the amount of, like, they have more covered than most women do in church.
Like I gotta give drag performers credit. They have come a long way. I mean, some of the older performers, like way back when, used to be a little more risque. You know, and that was early drag.
Right.
Early drag.
Right.
That took more of an influence from, you know, strip culture.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that it was, and it took a while to get there to go, okay, maybe we need to go a little more ballroom and a little less backroom handy.
Well, even the best outfits, you're going to have a lot of layers. Like, I will show you an outfit and break it down for everybody so they can understand why I was going here, and I'll take the most risque one here.
Okay.
Oh, come on, show me some skin. Here we go.
And the fact that most of the skin you're seeing is probably not even going to actually be skin. There's the other part of it.
Yeah.
Like, that's sometimes the sad realization.
Right. And that's why I said, come on, show me some skin so we can have some fun here.
Yeah. Please don't leave your drag queens outside in the summer. You could kill them.
You will kill them. Oh my goodness. This is a very flared bikini top, right?
Well,
No.
yes, but over top of.
All right, so there is a body glove on. We can tell that because we see where, you know, the tan line is here from where they wear wife beaters too often. Then we have the silicone pad in the front. We have a control top. We have at least 4 layers of hose because nobody has that much flared skin. Then we have the covering. Then we have a wig. Then we have gloves. And then we'll have a sensible glitter pump. How cute. So there's at least an inch of padding on the skin. The most exposed is the back.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, whatever shall we do?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'm sure that this guy's shoulders are really going to make some kid have problems.
Right.
Oh. You've created Inception.
I've created Inception.
Will you please take down?
There we go.
There you go.
All right. So we've got at least 4 layers of pantyhose. This is a thin queen. She can get by with it.
Mm-hmm.
Fully covered, and a bad wig that needs washed. Like, I will clock her for that wig. It needs washed.
Yeah.
But
literally, you would see more on a beach.
Right. I'm going to look and see. Are you guys seeing me scan? You are seeing me scan, hopefully. I'm looking for a patron. Give me a patron. Oh, here's a lovely, lovely patron over here in the corner. Can you see her beside the dancing general manager here?
Mm-hmm.
She has on 2 layers of clothing.
Yes.
Let's find her with a misdemeanor. She has on less clothing than the drag queen.
True. But yeah, not oddly, not the queen I thought you'd go for. Honey Blunt.
Okay.
I believe. It's about like 2 rows down. That picture is 2 rows down from the patron you were just showing.
Oh, the mother, child, and drag queen?
No, go one more.
Okay.
1 more row down.
Oh, honey, come the hell on.
Well, but here, this is one of those outfits that it's helpful to bring up and show people.
Okay.
Because this is a more traditional thing that looks like less than it is.
Right. Let's bring it up.
So much more.
Let's bring it back up. Here we go. Share. Honey Blunt here. Hello, Miss Honey Blunt. Thank you for washing your wigs. Yes, I clocked them. She has on at least 4 pairs of pantyhose. She has on a corset.
A knee-high boot.
A knee-high boot.
Mm-hmm.
A corset. She has on.
And now this is one of those overlay tops that you would first look at and think, oh my God, she's at risk of exposing.
Well, she has on, I think that's a silicone chest plate.
Yeah, with probably a good couple. Well, no, it looks like at least a bodysuit under.
Oh, it's got a full bodysuit, and then she has a
Yeah.
bathing suit on over that to hold in the chest plate.
Mm. And then
a skirt that goes up to her mid-hip. This is illusion, honey.
yeah, this looks like nudity, but what you're mostly seeing is nude fabric.
Right.
As in the shade of color nude on fabric.
Now, let me go and see if I can find something close to that, because I've seen that out.
And can we point out that is wrist length? Like, she is covered from here to the wrist to the toe. Like, hi, it is an illusion of nudity that doesn't exist.
Right. Hello, let's go pick on my favorite creator.
Oh.
And I pick on her because it's easy to. Very similar outfit.
Okay. May have to share over because the window's not
I
updating.
will when I get to the picture.
Okay, cool.
You.
Yes. And actually, that should be potentially less clothing.
That is less clothing.
Yeah. Well, because there's a sheer piece between the two sides, but that's not a chest plate. That's not a bodysuit.
No, this is a mesh outfit that has the only flesh tone is the center part.
Yeah.
Everything else is bare skin. She has on knee highs up to here, she has on thigh highs, not knee highs.
Yeah.
The rest is pantyhose material. It is a single layer of clothing. As you see, she's sweating her ass off dancing because she dances fucking amazingly, but she has on less clothes than a drag queen.
Yeah. Like literally, she's one kick split from a piece of spandex going, that's it, I'm done.
She's one turn and catching on a light, catching on a fog machine, catching on something, and she's buck ass.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like one scrape of a nail on the stage.
Yeah.
You know.
Because that hose material rips like nothing else. Don't believe me? Go ask your mamas what it was like when pantyhose would just tear it to the cheap pantyhose. Is what that is technically made out of. So, you will take, these conservatives will run their ass to a Britney Spears concert. Please come back to stage, Britney. We miss you. Namely, one, drags needs more ideas for costumes. Two, they are
we're not dragging Britney Spears. Like, just to note, we're not dragging what Britney Spears was wearing.
No, we're not dragging.
We are not, it's just on levels.
It is the same level, but one is much more costuming.
Like, and here, I think there's a better example. Do you remember the Super Bowl wardrobe malfunction?
Yes.
Okay, see, that won't happen with a drag queen. Do you know why? Layers!
More duct tape.
So many layers.
Yeah.
Like, if you ripped that off of a drag queen's costume,
she's going to kill you.
One, but two, like, you could rip that whole top piece off. You're just going to see a nude bodysuit.
Yeah. Actually, no, you're not going to see a nude bodysuit. This is the loveliness of this.
Okay.
I'll bring it back up and explain this. She actually, it actually shows what you'd see. You can actually tell it.
Ah.
You rip this off, you're going to see this one-piece bikini top here. It is going to be floor fleece.
Oh, okay, so it's going to be that purple blue, or pinkish blue, whatever.
Right.
Fuchsia and blue.
Next layer below that outfit.
Yeah. Well, assuming that goes all the way up, because I do not discount any queen that wants to take a few layers down.
You can't. You have
sometimes
stop sharing. You have to have that the underlayer to hold in the breastplate.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying that she might be using a different layer. Like it's a bikini bottom. Like,
right.
and it's a wide bikini bottom. You would see more at the beach.
Right.
To begin with.
Right.
But it's a wide bikini bottom. And then maybe uses, like a unitard underneath.
Yeah, possibly.
That's a totally different thing.
Right. Yeah. But no, that's the reason drag queens should not be out in the sun for more than an hour. If you or drag queens are out in the sun for more than an hour, please wash them down. They will dehydrate.
I'm sorry, if your drag queen is outside for an hour, period, at all, your drag queen's dead.
Yeah.
Like, no, do not leave your drag queens outside.
Yeah.
Do not leave them in the car without air conditioning and cracking a window. And probably throwing, them, some water.
Right. Like, guys, I fight right now to get my 3 of these in a day. When I was performing, I used to be able to kill this in half a show. I used to take pictures. We used to have pictures of ice water and beverage added to get through a show. And that's in North Carolina in winter.
Like, yeah, no, like, yeah. Be gentle with your drag queens. They like, and that's also a big note to point out. Britney Spears is on a stage sweating profusely. I will guarantee it.
Right.
Like Secret and Degree combined cannot cover this.
Right.
And she gets away with like 1, maybe 2 layers of fabric. Like 4 articles of clothing maximum.
Right.
You want to talk about endurance? Like, I don't even know what a drag queen uses to cover the smell. Do you just like put urinal cakes under the breastplate?
No, you literally take the outfit off. As soon as you take it off, you hang it up to dry, and then you spray it with Febreze.
Or formaldehyde. I don't know which.
Febreze.
Do you call in an exorcist with the Febreze? In the name of the Father and the Son, I compel you. In the name of the Father and the Son, I compel you.
Yeah.
What? I'm just saying, that's a lot of layers. Most bars are hot as hell.
Yes.
And the lights.
Yes.
And the movement. I'm just saying, that's really difficult to one, survive. To, like, that's got to do a number on an outfit. There's just no way around that.
It is. I mean, that's why drag costumes cost so much. My ball gown, my golden lame ball gown was $3,000, and that was with built-in padding. Because I don't have, at that time I did not have the thin hips, so and then we're not even looking at padding. That's a whole other layer of couch cushion to be debating on. If she's got on.
No, exactly.
By her eyes, so it's a high possibility that she may even have on couch cushion.
Yeah. And so again, you're back to, would a floral couch cushion that someone's standing behind, from here to knee at least, would that be inappropriate? Like fully surrounding.
Right. Yeah. It's insane. It's insane. What is even more scary about this law and the way it is written is, every Christmas, every little church puts on the same Christmas program. And sometimes they don't have enough little boys to be shepherds, and they don't have enough little girls to be Mary, so they will let them switch. That child could be charged with a misdemeanor.
Well, the entire Elizabethan theater was drag.
Right.
Women were not allowed to play the parts of women.
Right.
Victorian theater or no, Elizabethan theater.
Elizabethan.
I had it the right first time. Sorry, my brain glitched. So, yeah, I mean, we've been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, do you really think Romeo and Juliet, like, you do catch that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Romeo and Juliet were two dudes, man.
Right.
They were two dudes. It's actually an abomination to restage that production with Juliet as a woman. If you want to go traditionalist
Right.
on your theater pieces,
Mm-hmm.
that is not how that was originally written.
Nope.
Also, why some parts of that are not as funny.
Uh-huh.
Just as a side note.
Just a sec. Let's take a break. And when we
All
come
right.
back, we'll be figuring out if you're an asshole.
Okay.
Hi, this is Sandy Starr. I'm a psychic and I work on Keen, and I have been working on Keen for over 22 years. You can reach me on 01068. I deal with a myriad of subjects, but I do specialize in relationships, marriages, divorces, is he cheating, is she cheating, whatever the dynamic of the relationship is, I will guide you through. I've got amazing radar for cheaters, so I will tell you the truth if he or she is cheating. I can help with any subject you need me to help you with besides relationships, and I look forward to hearing from you. Again, you can reach me through Keen. My extension number is 01068. I really look forward to hearing from you and helping you with whatever you need me to help you with.
Hi, I'm Tracy Van. I'm a psychic medium and I work with tarot cards. I also practice Reiki and access bars. I would like to share with you what a reading with me is like. It is a blended reading of psychic and mediumship, and I deliver these messages exactly as they come through. I'm not going to mince words or add any padding. I am a professional, reliable, and honest communicator. I have readings available anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour. You can book a reading with me at tracyvan.com. That's TRACYVANN.com. And no, I'll always tell you exactly what you need to hear.
Hey everybody, Natalie here from The Pendulum's Path. If you are in need of guidance, direction, spiritual connection, healing, or more, you would come to the right place. I have worked as a psychic and a medium for over 3 years, connecting people from all over the world with their loved ones, giving them insight and guidance into their current situations, their past healings, their blockages, and what they need to know in order for them to have a better future. It would be my absolute honor if you would come to my website at www.thependulumspath.com. Visit my shop. I have a whole bunch of crystals, oils, balms, mystery boxes, and more. And visit my services. I offer 15-minute, 30-minute, and 60-minute sessions. I also have email readings available if you're not comfortable with the one-on-one session with me, or if you just want to try me out. I encourage you to come visit me at the Pendulum's Path, and let's get you back on the right track today.
Hey everybody, Lady Gwendolyn here from Rowan Temple of Light, and I'm here to tell you about our events this summer. First up is Beltane in the Hills, May 13th, and that is from 1 to 6. We have entertainment, we have a bunch of vendors, we have a fairy photo shoot. It's going to be exciting. You having any questions, reach out to Earth Magic or to myself. After that, we have Central West Virginia Pagan Pride, August 19th. That's at Holly Gray Park from 11 to 5 for the day. And we will have Sarah Masters coming down from Pittsburgh to be our keynote speaker. We have some great classes for that. So if you want to get involved, reach out to rowantempleoflight@gmail.com, or just follow us along on Facebook at Rowan Temple of Light, and we look forward to seeing you out in the community. See you there.
All right, welcome back. All right, plead your case. Are you an asshole?
Oh, just 1 second. Let me grab this one. So yeah. Am I the asshole for having a celebration dinner after my brother's divorce? My brother just got his divorce finalized. No one in the family liked his wife. She was not a nice person. i.e., she'd ask for ideas on what to, quote, spend his money on, was the type of person that celebrated her birthday for 2 weeks and expected everyone to do the same. There were many arguments over that when people in our family didn't show up for each and every event she planned or wore the shirt she'd made for her birthday. Interrupt when people were talking too much about, or not talking enough about her. Go running to our mother anytime she asked for something, and my brother told her no. Oh, the tipping point was when our mother was going through chemo. She had issues with her feet swelling and would elevate them while resting on the couch. The mother would. The one time we all came to visit, my brother my brother brought his wife, and she just took the pillow out from under mom's feet to use it in the chair she was in because she was tired. Aside from expressing our concerns when they first started dating, we never said anything to him and tolerated her for his sake, to not push him away, and just griped amongst ourselves. Now they're divorced. The day that it was finalized, I took my brother out for dinner and invited some of our friends that hadn't been able to see him because of his wife. While we were at the restaurant, I toasted this new chapter in his life. Someone said real classy, and it turned out to be one of the ex-sister-in-law's friends, now works at the restaurant. We finished our dinner, left, went out for a while longer. I got home, and while watching a show with my wife, my phone was going off with notifications. All messages from my ex-sister-in-law chewing me out for celebrating their divorce. Since my wife wanted to know who was messaging me, I showed her the messages, and she's of the mind that while she understands why no one liked my ex-sister-in-law, celebrating their divorce and toasting it was a prick move. She thought I had been exaggerating when I said I was taking my brother out to celebrate. It's been a few days, and my wife is still shaking her head at me over it. Am I the asshole?
No.
No. I'm sorry. Even here's my thing. Even if like your ex sister-in-law were fucking Mother Teresa, not actually, but I mean literally was Mother Teresa. I can't imagine that Mother Teresa is always pleasant and wonderful to be around. I can understand you and your family no longer appreciating or highly appreciating that this woman is no longer in his life. Because it sounds like bad fit for him, bad fit for you guys, bad fit all around.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's unfortunate you ended up at a restaurant that one of her friends works at.
Right.
I don't think that makes you an asshole. I think any divorcing couple should be allowed to celebrate or mourn their divorce however they see fit. I don't think it makes anyone a bad person for helping the newly divorced.
Right.
Half of the couple they're related to. Do so.
Right. The other side of this, in my opinion, is I would have had shirts made. And sent the sister-in-law one.
No one wanted to wear them.
Again, I would have taken one vacation for 2 weeks to, I don't know, camping or something like that, and had shirts made and sent her one.
Mm-hmm.
I would also send her back all her shirts she's had made for her 30th birthday, her 15th birthday, her 12th, whatever. Take all those shirts, tie them in knots, and return them with a little bit of vinegar and white sage and sea salt and, maybe some pot ash. I'm talking about the scrapings off of a cast iron pot, not the ashes left over from the pot you smoked with your brother. Back to her.
Oh. Ooh. So yeah, Brenda has two quick comments. First one is on our last story was Peter Pan was a woman. Yes, Peter Pan is traditionally played by a woman.
Right.
Also, Brenda says a friend had a party. We celebrated, toasted, and burned her marriage certificate and cheered.
Yep.
Hopefully burned a copy because I'm sure she had to go to the DMV at some point thereafter. And I really hope she didn't have to buy another one.
Right.
Just saying. Symbolically, one should burn that.
Right. Of course,
not necessarily burn the real
one. Come with an expiration date.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be very interesting to see put into place. Everything else comes with an expiration date, including our sour cream. Why not make marriage expirational? You can choose to renew it or not.
Oh, let's not give the government any more ideas to bill us annually.
No, give it a 5-year thing.
Like, come on, we're this close to not having to go annually to get inspection stickers. So I'm just saying, let's not help them replace those fees.
Well, I think it would be interesting.
Marriage renewal is coming up.
Yeah. Time to go renew the license, honey.
Oh, okay. Brenda does say yes, a copy.
Yeah.
Good deal. All right, so polls up.
Polls up. It's over on Aeson Night YouTube. Feel free to vote. Please vote.
Oh, just biannually. Who else says, yeah. Oh, that's going to get really confusing for the buys. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
Like, is it just the buys have to do it annually, or it's just biannually?
Yeah.
Anyway, bad joke. All right. So moving on to polyamory advice.
Yes.
I need advice. My roommates are a non-monogamous couple. We've all known each other for well over a decade. Friends since high school. Excuse me. They both know I don't like the idea of romantic relationships. I'm happy by myself in that regard. My female roommate is basically my sister. She calls my parents her parents. She's another aunt to my nephew. A few days ago, her boyfriend, my other roommate, asked me for a threesome. Now, he's asked me to date before and to join them for Valentine's Day, etc. And I've told him no every time, and that I wasn't down for that at all. So I don't know why he keeps asking. He told me that she was down for it and that they discussed it. I called her immediately after, and she said that he mentioned it, and she told him that I wouldn't be okay with it. He still proceeded to ask me. I told him that it feels like incest and I'm not down for it. He then kept pushing it and said, what if it was just one of them, maybe later? And I kept saying no. He then said my dad, who he works with, already thinks we're banging, so we might as well. Said no again. And my dad definitely does not think that. I'm very uncomfortable at this point. I told my friend what he said and asked her to join me for therapy to talk about it because I needed help putting my feelings about this into words. She agreed that it wasn't cool and she'd talk to him. That was yesterday. Today, she decided he and I need to work it out and decided this while I'm at work. Ends with him saying he's sorry that he made me uncomfortable, that my boundaries weren't clear enough. And if I made them clearer, he wouldn't have done it. I've turned him down multiple times. How much clearer can I get? She seems to be cool with it. Like, she's apologizing to me that I was put in this situation, but she's going out of her way to make him feel better about it because he's upset that he made me uncomfortable. I don't know any other poly non-monogamous people to ask if this is normal. Like, would you be cool with your main partner going behind your back to proposition your roommate friends after you already told them it wouldn't be okay? I know what my monogamous friends think about this, but I would like perspective from a different side. Oh. Oh, Dark Heights, come on. I can't even say that one on air.
I love our commentators.
I love it, though. I love it.
All
All
right.
Take it away. I have so many issues.
There's a simple solution. Move. The dude is a prick. He has his hands fucking everywhere. He's trying to do fucking everything. He's wanting this triad relationship that he kind of gets a blending of. Because you're roommates. You've lived as friends. I'm sure you don't have your own shelf in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
Move. What I have a more problem with is what I call pressuring. Well, your dad already thinks we're doing it. Well, your mom always thinks that I'm nice.
Oh, I wouldn't even, like Dark Heights says they need to burn his shit and kick him out. I'm not even there on that. Like, no, you need to burn the relationship with the friend, not just her boyfriend,
right?
As well,
right.
Though I will point out some things in this one.
Okay.
Like, okay, so one, technically, it wasn't that your friend wasn't unokay with it,
right?
It's quite frankly that she told him you wouldn't be.
Right.
Now, argumentatively, I could almost understand someone mishearing that.
Right.
As I don't care if we do this, or I would like to do this, but I don't know that she's going to be down for it.
Right.
Being a little more of a tepid response than, dude, don't ask her that. She's like, no, you don't want to do that.
Right.
That being part one. So it doesn't sound like your friend wasn't into it as much as she at least knew enough to know that, don't ask her that.
Right.
Now, I could almost forgive part two, she seems to be cool with it and is, apologizing to me that you were put in this situation, but going out of her way to make him feel better.
Right.
I could almost be okay with that.
Right.
But not for the first part, where it wasn't just that he misunderstood what she said, that she was okay with it but you weren't gonna be,
right,
and asked you anyway,
right,
even though he's been shot down multiple times already,
right,
and then proceeded to go where he went with that.
Right.
It's at that point, like, if this had been she's apologizing to him because he misunderstood what she said, and immediately got the I'm the biggest idiot in the world door prize.
Right.
But it's like, oh, she didn't mean. She meant. Do not ask her that.
Right.
I would almost appreciate that. Well, okay, he's probably beating himself up for that. He's not beating himself up for that.
No.
He's sorry he got caught.
Right.
At best.
Right.
Right.
And can I say that, hooking up is not less make a deal?
Yeah, there's that. Extortion's not a thing for, please don't use extortion to get sex.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, I want a threesome with, let's have a threesome. Okay, fine. Let's just do one-on-one then. Okay, fine. What if I just lay over here on the bed and you two go at it? No.
Yeah. No, stop asking. If you're having, start with the situation you want. Here's the thing. I think we've all, and it is perfectly normal for us all to have that moment of, hey, I'm interested in you. This is the situation I'm interested in. Are you interested? No? Okay, thank you so much. I'm so sorry. Have a nice life.
Right.
Or I won't ever bring that up again.
Right.
And merrily we go on our way.
Right. But to keep
You know.
coming back at this and keep trying to force into a relationship that isn't there.
Yeah. That comes from that really old school thought that you really don't take what women tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Like if a woman tells you no, she means maybe.
Right.
If she says maybe, she means yes. That's
Right.
garbage.
Right.
You know, hi. Like, I'm sorry if by some horrible series of events,
Right.
you have met women that have done that to you,
Right.
Mr. Dude.
Right.
That isn't something that anyone should be playing with.
Right.
Especially not in poly.
No.
No means no. Maybe means maybe. Yes means yes.
Right.
Maybe does not mean yes until yes is said.
Right.
And you don't get there from any of those points
Mm-hmm.
with coercion
Right.
at all.
Right.
Just don't do that thing.
Right. Insanity. Insanity. This is not proper. This is not how this is done. And, you know, unfortunately, they just renewed their lease, so they're stuck into it.
Oh.
But hopefully they can, you know, wiggle a room out of it. I.e. find someone to replace you.
Yeah. See if there's any options to sublet and try to get the hell out as fast as possible.
Right.
I'm sorry, like, I don't want to take the risk this guy is truly dangerous and you're going to stay there.
Right.
I don't know that he's I think he's very fucked up. I don't know that he is actually dangerous.
Right.
As much as just completely incompetent.
Right.
As there are a lot of men who are.
Right.
And just don't fucking get it.
Right.
So, but I would hate for you to find that out. Like, you've gone this far.
Right.
And it still hasn't stopped.
Right.
And your friend doesn't seem to get that she's just enabling him to keep being incompetent.
Right.
Because there's no real punishment for his bad behavior.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Right.
I wish you good luck.
Yeah. I wish you good luck, but get the hell out of it.
Yes.
Quickly. All right, guys. Let's go check out the poll. Did he win the asshole award this week?
I did not. I know I did not.
No, you did not win the asshole award this week with 100% vote.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Dang it.
I mean, it's hard for that one to
Right.
call. It's hard to call someone an asshole for that one.
Yeah. And, you know, as a reminder, no means no.
Not
no does
offer,
not mean
counter.
make a counter offer.
Yeah. Don't counter.
Yeah.
Walk away. It's not an auction.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's not bidding is up to.
Mm-hmm.
It's no. Okay, thank you.
Yes. All right, guys. I will be on my networks later tonight. You do have the option of premium appointments over at Modern Spiritualist. And I believe there's still availability to book them for like the very 11th hour, i.e. 7 in the morning. Those are booked 24 hours in advance, but they are premium readings if you would like more of a long-term session. Or you can get on-demand services later in about an hour and a half. We will see you Sunday with Psychic That Plans. We will be showing you what we're currently using because we're testing out the teacher system. I'm going to do a new layout with it. So if you want to know how to use a teacher planner, we're going to show you how to make it into a line vertical planner. The systems work really well, the teacher planner, but I'm really entertaining a new system that you may be seeing in July. We will see how that goes, but you won't see that till June. But we're going to be using the teacher planner because we have really figured out that we like our line vertical, we like some things, and we're looking at the progression of the system.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And there will be a video out tomorrow and one on Monday because I'm sorry I didn't get it uploaded on Wednesday.
Oops.
Oops.
We'll get there.
It happens. It's been a crazy week. We got a break job.
We did.
Yes.
Alrighty, so of course we want to thank Beverly Walker, Mika G, Kathy, Mary Winfield, Brenda, Shannon C, Shannon D, Lady Gwendolyn, Charles Shaw, Dottie the Psychic, Tracy Van, Caitlin Bell, and Devin. If you'd like to learn more about us, the show, and how you too can become a Patreon sponsor and receive all the wonderful benefits our baristas receive, please visit us at pcspnetwork.com.
Yes. All right, guys. You guys have a lovely evening. We will see you again later. Bye.
Bye.